All right, gang. It's Mr. Jenkins here with lesson 3.5. This is the second to last lesson in chapter 3. So after 3.6, we'll start to study for your chapter 3 test that we'll take before break. So 3.5 is kind of just like a bonus lesson. It doesn't really necessarily matter for the test because we'll be able to do these with technology. But I don't want to skip this lesson because it's kind of fun for my math kiddos who just like to do math and kind of like to solve puzzles, that kind of thing. This is a nice lesson that can be pretty challenging if you find math to be really easy a lot of times. So anyways, what I'll probably do is give you like a 1 or 2 question Math Excel that'll end up being an extra credit opportunity. But this is good to know, good to try anyways. All right, so what we're trying to do here is solve systems, which we've already done, except this time the difference being they have 3 variables. So your learning target for this lesson would be I can solve systems of equations with 3 variables without technology. All right, and like I say, if you find this really challenging, then the good news is that you will not be directly tested over it. With that, I'll go ahead and I'm going to work 1 out on the video because it takes quite a bit of time. And then there are 2 on the back side that you can see on the filled out notes. Okay. So this might be helpful right here. This makeup plan kind of spells out what I'm doing step by step. All right. So the first thing you have to do, step 1, is you need to eliminate the same variable from both equations, right? So that's going to take kind of 2 different steps. And if we want to eliminate, we want to use elimination, right? So kind of looking at your x's, we could probably pretty easily do that. Looking at your y's, well, that looks really nice. And then the z's would be the last choice, right? If we're using elimination, look how nicely the y's kind of line up, right? So like I said, this is a 2-step process. So let's go ahead and start by maybe looking at those top 2 rows. So if we want to get rid of the y's, what's going to happen with those top 2 equations? Okay, the answer is I can just add the 2 equations together because negative y plus y is 0. So I'm going to write all that out. We have x minus y plus z equal -1, and then x plus y plus 3z equal -3. All right, so like I said, we can go ahead and just add them as is because negative y plus y is 0. Okay, we'll get that cancellation. So everything else gives me 2x plus 4z equals -4. Can't do anything with that yet, but we'll come back to that. All right, and then the other one, now you can use any combination in this next deal too, okay? Pull up the highlighter again and try not to make this too busy. So we need to eliminate y from the last equation because we have not touched it yet, okay? So if we're gonna pick either this one or this one, you would want to pick that middle row because again, you already have opposites. Then we don't have to worry about, really doing anything else to it. We can just add them directly. That gave you kind of an easy one to start here on example 1. So I'm adding these 2. So x plus y plus 3z is equal to -3. And I'm going to add that to 2x minus y plus 2z equals 0. And again, the reason I chose those 2 together was because they have opposite coefficients of y, right? 1 plus -1 is 0. Or as we say, they cancel each other out. Everything else is x plus 2x is 3x. 3z plus 2z is 5z, so plus 5z equals -3. All right, now we have to use a combination of these two. Once you've done that, then you're ready to move to step 2. All right, so step 2 is now we have basically almost like a new system that we can solve any way we want, right? We could, we could punch this into Desmos and see where the lines cross. I don't have Desmos pulled up, so I'll probably use elimination since they're both in standard form, right? You could solve for a variable and use substitution. It doesn't really matter on this next step, okay? So I'll just put one over top of the other. Wait for it to catch up here. Okay, and then we just want to kind of pick a variable. So, do we want to make our x's opposite coefficients or our z's? Doesn't really matter. I'll make the x's just because it'll be kind of smaller numbers. All right, so I'm looking for 6 and -6 here because 2 and 3 both go into 6. So I'll just make the top one positive. So that'd be scale the top equation by 3, multiply it by 3. And then, so since that's positive, I want to make the other one negative. And then our number was 2. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and add. If you want to, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and write out all your 6x plus 12z equals -12. I'm going to skip that step just to kind of speed this video along, but that is what I'm doing here, right? So again, here I have 6x plus -6x, so these cancel. So that's 0. And then I have 12z minus 10z. So that'd be 2z. And then on the other side of the equation, we have -12 plus +6. -12 plus +6. So that's going to be -6. All right, so now we solve a simple one-step equation to get z as -3. Okay, once we have that, that is kind of like the key that turns this, it turns this 3-variable system into a 2-variable system, right? We already have one of our answers, but also, like I said, we kind of have the key that unlocks it, all right? So at that point, we can use this to help solve for x and y. So make this a little bit smaller so I don't have to keep scrolling. You know what we've done so far. All right, so we found that z is -3, right? So at this point we can sub that back in, and then we could pick any 2 equations to find x and y. All right. So I'm just going to pick 2 random ones just to show you it doesn't matter. Let's see. On the notes, I picked, let's see. I don't know. I don't know which 2 I picked. I can't really tell by looking here. So let's just pick the top one and the bottom one. Okay, just to show you could use any. All right, so now we're on to step 3. And I'll try to finish that up pretty quickly. And we said we're going to use the top one and the bottom one. All right, so I'll zoom in as well. All right, so that would be x minus y plus -3 equals -1. And then we have, using the bottom one, 2x minus y plus 2 times -3 equals 0. Probably now looking at it, it would have been smarter to use one of the ones with plus y because these two would cancel directly, but that's okay. All right, so now that we have that, now we have a 2-variable system, right? Because this is no longer a variable. Okay, so when we simplify, and I'm running out of room, so I'm just going to rewrite this. It's -3. This is -3 instead of plus -3, and this would be -6. All right, so move those terms over, and then we have x minus y equals -1 plus 3 would be 2. And then we have 2x minus y equals 0 plus 6 is 6. All right, so if we add directly, nothing's going to cancel. All right, so we need to basically subtract here and multiply by -1. All right, so then we have x minus 2x would be -x. -y plus y is 0. And 2 minus 6 is -4. That'll pop up here in a second. So go ahead and finish solving for x. That would give me that x equals 4. And now we have 2 out of 3, right? So then we could just pick any equation from there and sub in -3 for z and +4 for x. Let's just, again, just pick one. Let's use that middle one just to randomly pick one. So we have, this is the middle one. So this is just a continuation of step 3. I just kind of ran out of room. So again, we already know x is 4. So using the middle one, that'd be 4 plus y plus 3 times z. So z is -3. That'd be -6. Just gonna write -6. This might be kind of hard to follow now that I'm jumping around on the page. -6 equals -3. Then we can just solve for -6 is -2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides to get y equals -1, which is not right. So what did I do wrong there? X is 4. Z is, what is Z? I plugged Z in wrong, maybe. Oh, sorry. So that'd be 3 times -3. That's what the problem was. Trying to rush along and got the wrong result. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so just to go again, that's 3 times -3, so that should be -9. So on this side, altogether, we have y minus 5 equals -3. So add 5 to both sides to get y equals +2. All right, so at that point, you have all 3 solutions. Obviously, you can plug them into all 3 to make sure they work, but I don't want to take up all your time here. So your final answer, you could just leave them boxed in as they are. Y is 2, Z is -3, X is +4, or you can write them as an ordered triplet or an ordered triple, which would be just X, comma, Y, comma, Z. That's the order. So that'd be the other way to write your answer. Okay. Like I said, this is basically an extra credit assignment. So if you have work to do on the first 4 sections, that should take top priority, and you should not worry about finishing this section. But again, I thought this lesson might be fun to at least see and maybe try to challenge yourself to work through 1 or 2. Next lesson, we learn how to solve these using technology. So that one will be important. All right, guys, thanks for your time. Have a good one.